everyone, I'm Reki and welcome to the IB Visual Arts channel. I started this channel as a hobby over a year ago. I love making videos and I love sharing information about games, artwork, and my other pursuits. I don't claim to be an expert in these things, but if I learn anything which may help you, I promise to pass it along. In December of 2022, I decided to take the plunge and start gathering all of my interests, hobbies, and side hustles into one location. That's when I created IB Visual Arts and set up the website at www.ibvisualarts.com. It's a place for you to see my work, keep up with my latest posts across social media, the blog, and on YouTube, and find information about anything that's currently happening. There's a lot of stuff in the works, and I'd hope to be a bit further ahead with new videos and new content on the website, but the holidays exploded all over me and things rapidly got out of hand. What started as a relaxed holiday rapidly turned into a whirlwind of medical procedures, traveling, holiday prep, and unfortunately illness. While I tested COVID negative on December the 21st, I've been horribly ill with something and spent most of Christmas celebrating from bed. I'm on day 10 of this creeping crud, and while my fever finally broke yesterday, I'm still nowhere near top form, so I apologize about the slowdown in content creation. I wanted to talk to you guys today about some upcoming projects, if my voice will hold out. So let's take a look at the state of the channel for the new year. Thanks for coming along with me for this crazy ride. So let's start with gaming because I know that's the topic that a lot of you are most interested in. Project Zomboid videos will continue throughout 2023. On Point in West Point has over 100 episodes currently taped. I need to get on post-production and start churning a bunch of those out because I'm a fair bit further behind than I had hoped, given all of the things that happened over the holidays. My original intention wasn't to actually put that series on a schedule, but I was kind of trying to put up an episode a week, and things sort of got out of control there. So I'm going to try to get that one back on track. There's plenty of content there still to come, so keep your eyes peeled. I have noticed that the actual episodes are getting a lot more traction than the interludes, the overnights where I handle organization and things like that. Rather than include those in the episodes, I made the decision early on to cut those into their own series to keep the actual episodes themselves a fair bit tighter. But I didn't want to omit those things entirely because some people really need help with how to organize things. They need ideas for how to do the basic background stuff, and I wanted to give you guys the option of selecting whether you wanted to see those things or not. I'm currently on the fence about whether or not I'm going to actually continue doing those. So stop by my community page, comment. There's a couple of different areas I've asked, what do you guys think of those videos, whether you think it's worth my time to continue with them or not. And let me know what you think because it is an extra step for me. I can just cut it out entirely and save myself some time. But if any of you are getting any benefit out of it, then I'll go ahead and I'll continue. As far as other things in the Project Zomboid universe, we're going to be talking more short toots. I definitely want to get up more tips and tricks that will help you guys. I might reorganize that section a bit. Some of the short toots got kind of long and some of the long toots wound up being short. So, just kind of maybe rename the entire series to tutorials or something and see how that goes. Another thing I intend to continue with is gaming reviews. If you've been keeping up, I have gaming reviews for Eratus. I believe I have one up for Oxygen Not Included and one up for Vampire Survivors. I've been really doing a lot of playing in those three arenas lately, so I also intend to start getting up some game walkthroughs and tips and tricks. Excuse me, I'm totally mush-mouthed today. I don't know what's going on. Some tips and tricks from those particular games, in the coming months. I don't want to take too much focus away from my Project Zomboid work, but we'll see where I can, push in some other things. I'm also contemplating a complete redo of the Oxygen Not Included Day by Day series. I started that last year when I first got involved in Oni, and I really loved it. And my intention had been to just kind of start a game and play it all the way through and show you guys what it was like to get from point A to the end game, if there is one. And unfortunately, over the course of the last year, I lost my old computer. Things broke down, drives wound up being erased, and I lost all the old Oni videos. So what I'd like to do, I think, is restart that series, and hopefully, I'm moving all of the videos to an external drive so that any issues with computers do not affect what's going on. And that makes me think that redoing that series, now is the time to do that. So we'll see how that goes. Another thing that I intend to showcase a lot more over the course of the next year is going to be game development. I do game development as a hobby. I really enjoy working on game development. I have a lot of friends in the game development field, and if you manage to make it into the Ib Visual Arts Discord, we have an entire game development community that has been building up there. Feel free to join in on the discussion or just chat about your current work. I'm currently in the process of taking a couple of different online game development courses and a couple of different art courses. So I kind of like to showcase some of the things that I am doing as I go along. I'd like to discuss some of the things that I'm learning, maybe post some of the questions that I have about things. Perhaps some of you who know Unity or C# can help me out, or if I learn or discover things, then I will try to post those as tips and tricks for those of you who are in the game development community or who want to be in the game development community and maybe haven't yet gotten up the nerve to step into this world. There's a lot of new ways to get into the community that do not require you to go through higher education. Now, don't get me wrong, you will see some stumbling blocks if you don't have a good grasp on math. That always seems to be my biggest failing. However, you can get by with little help from your friends, and that's what these communities are all about. So we should be seeing more on the course that I'm taking, which is called The Ultimate Guide to Game Development with Unity. We'll see more on my C# programming adventures and the books and resources that I'm using. And I'm also going to go back to doing some texture making. I used to be really into making seamless textures for games and pixel art, and we're going to see where some of that goes. We'll see if any of it pans out into anything fun. Another thing that I'd really like to showcase more this year will be my artwork and my various other projects that are either fine art or craft related. There's a lot in the works on that side of things. I had a flood at the beginning of 2022 in my bedroom, and that impacted my studio space greatly as I had to move a great number of things out of the bedroom and into the studio space. And even though the bedroom situation has not been resolved, what I have been trying to do over the last couple of months is reset the studio space so I can get back to work, because I can't afford to wait any longer for the other situation to resolve itself. I need to get back to what I was doing. So there's a lot of movement and progress going on with getting the studio up and running again. I have 5 drawings on the table that currently need to be finished, and another 4 ideas that I'd like to get out, and I'd certainly like to get those done within the next few months. My goal is to try to do at least 2 pieces of artwork a month. I don't know if I'll manage it, but we'll see how that goes. I try to keep my own personal work light since people tend to hire me for commissions, and I don't want to have more than 3 or 4 pieces going at the same time, because I want to make sure that I give my client work the attention it absolutely deserves. I also have a lot of jewelry that I've made in the past that I'd like to showcase on both the website and on YouTube. Perhaps show you guys some of the fun jewelry making processes that I use as part of what I'm doing. I'd like to showcase more of the fiber artwork that I am doing and show you guys more of the things that I am creating, both pattern wise and actual project wise. And I have some ideas for some freeform crochet stuff that I might want to play around with. So I might have you sit with me through a few videos where I go through some of that stuff. And if that's your interest, you'll get to see me sort of fiddle around and figure out what I'm doing as I go. Other than that, I think we are pretty good. I'm sure there's some other things I will probably want to do in the coming year. You'll probably see a lot more about, excuse me, the website and website development. I definitely want to get an about page up, and I also want to get a commissions page up. There needs to be a place on the website to maybe collate or highlight some of these videos, and not all of my social media content has been cross-posted. I also need to go through the old websites and start redirecting people to the new website from them, the old social medias, redirect them to the new social medias, that sort of thing, and get all of that organized. So there's a lot coming up in the new year, and I hope you guys will stick with me through it and that you have a safe and prosperous new year. Everybody take care.